Hi folks, Peter Wason here with my new to me 1997 Pleasureway STW. I just want to show you what I ended up doing with my dining table modification. So here we go, take a look at my van. It's a normal sort of layout, back to front. There's my dining table, and I'm now going to go through some of the explanation as to what I ended up doing. So what I wanted was something large enough to be functional, so that both my wife and I could sit down and put a dinner plate down, yet small enough to maneuver around so that when you're sitting down and getting up, you're not bumping into it. I want something small enough to store behind the driver's seat, which was critical because you only have about 3 inches behind the driver's seat. And so I had to make something that wasn't going to be any more than 3 inches thick. I wanted something that was easy to install, sturdy enough for partial body weight, so that if you did end up sort of resting your weight on it when you're trying to get to the front to the back, it wasn't going to upset, and stable enough that a jostle wouldn't upset anything that you had on there. I also wanted to make sure that it did not block the AC vents, and that was it, I think. I had some challenges. The first challenge I had was keeping the thickness of the table small so that it could sit behind the seat. The other one was high enough to be able to get in and out and comfortable with eating, yet still not too thick to go behind the seat. And I had to also modify the original drink tray that used as a base to hold it up, and I'll show that later. So this is what we end up with. So you can see the size of the table, and it's as simple as it just slides off. This is the table. This is the underside of the table. These are sliding brackets that I made. I've padded it with fabric so that the oak of the drink tray does not get scratched. I have put in a extra drop down leg for support, which really isn't necessary, but it gives you that extra bit of support if you feel that you're going to be putting a lot of weight on the table. That slides and gets out of the way. The thickness of this is only 2 3/4 inches, so it met my criteria of staying under 3 inches. And it's as simple as going back on. You just slide, and there it is. I'll pull this down. So that sits on top of the ashtray top, enough to be able to handle normal sort of pressure, downward pressure. And that's it, up underneath, out of the way. And this is the table being pulled out, as simple as that, and table being put back in. And then time for storage, pull it out, and it fits nice and neatly behind the seat, behind some clips that hold it in place. Thank you, folks. I'm just going to show you the modified drink tray that I ended up doing. So as you see, that oak tray was only about 2.5 inches tall originally. I ended up raising it up to 3.5 inches, and then I also added a 3-port 12-volt access so that I can plug more than one item in at a time. And that's all part of the modification so that I can have a dining table that sit up high enough to be functional. Thank you, folks. Hopefully this is useful to somebody else who's looking to modify their older Pleasureway.